More than 100 people have been injured as pro- and anti-government protesters fought in Egypt's capital. It was the worst violence seen in months. Thousands had gathered in Cairo's Tahrir Square, saying President Mohamed Morsi had failed to deliver on his promises. Many were also angry that a court had freed former government officials accused of organising attacks on protesters.
Violence returns to the centre of Cairo. These buses, bringing Muslim Brotherhood supporters to the demonstration, were set on fire by their political opponents at the end of a day of clashes. Perhaps Egyptians are beginning to turn against their new Muslim Brotherhood-led government. Tahrir Square. This is where they united to overthrow Hosni Mubarak a year and a half ago. Now they're fighting amongst themselves. In the square there were two rival groups. Supporters of President Morsi and opponents who say he has already broken his promises. It started with chanting, but it soon degenerated into violence. Morsi supporters attacked a stage being used in the rival rally, apparently after they were infuriated by slogans against the president. Then it developed into a series of scuffles with a number of injuries. After 100 days in office, this is the first big demonstration against President Morsi.
Activists there were demanding more action from the president after his first 100 days in office. Critics are frustrated with the pace of reform under his leadership since taking office in June as the first elected successor to Hosni Mubarak. When chants against Morsi broke out, a group of his supporters moved in. Both sides threw stones, bottles, and punches.
Abdelmajid Mahmoud, a man seen as many as close to the Mubarak regime, oversaw the acquittal of 24 members of Mubarak's government. Faced with public anger over the acquittal, Morsi tried to move the state prosecutor to a different post, but he's refused to leave, and he's backed by other top judges. A battle of wills that has brought protesters onto the streets since Wednesday. The 24 accused were allegedly involved in the Battle of the Camels, a violent clash that was a turning point in the revolution. Security forces charged the crowd, killing more than a dozen protesters.
This man says there should be a cleansing of the judiciary right away after the Prosecutor General's dismissal in revenge for the blood of the martyrs who died for the revolution. We should be somewhat patient with the president, this man says. Other than that, we just want justice for the revolutionaries. The people who died need to have their rights given to them. We have to cleanse the judiciary. The clashes and the number of protesters were far smaller in scale than during events in the same square that led up to the overthrow of Hosni Mubarak. But 100 days into President Morsi's term in office, feelings still run high as rival groups vie for influence in the new Egypt.